The Abetifi Stone Age Park is a place where we have a cave where the archaeology department from Legon, they've made excavations in our cave and have realized that 12,500 years ago, people were staying in our cave. So we've made it to depict the life at that time in the cave so that people can come and visit. Yes, so this is a place where people used to live 12,500 years ago. It's in our history. I'm Ben Ado, the CEO of Abetifi Stone Age Park. The Abetifi Stone Age Park is a place where we have a cave where the archaeology department from Legon, they've made excavations in our cave and have realized that 12,500 years ago, people were staying in our cave. So we've made it to depict the life at that time in the cave so that people can come and visit. Yes, so as you see here, this is how everything began. So now when you go to Legon, that is what you see on top there. They made excavations and took a whole lot of things. So I visited them and knew what was there. So we started clearing the place. And that is the chief and his elders, they gave us the land, 52 acres, to work on it. So when I came, the whole place was a refuse dump. So I had to remove all the refuse, which took us, the 10-wheeler truck went in 22 times before it could clear all the refuse. So you can see, and you can see the place. So as we cleared the place, it became free and we could do other things. So where you see me, that is where we have the waterfalls now. So when we get there, you see the waterfalls, then you can imagine how it was before. And that is how the landscape was. So we had to remove stones, clear the land, and we had a whole lot of difficulties, like trucks kept falling down. So I started planting trees. First, when we cleared the land, planted trees, and this is our biogas toilet facility, which we have. And that was the beginning. So all you see here is the beginning of everything. And this is me trying to write the Stone Age on a fence wall. So when we go, you will see it. And I did the statues in the cave myself. So you see me working on it. So that is how the whole thing began. And so we move on to how it is now. So when we have visitors, this is what we normally do. We show them what we have, and then we go around so that they understand what we are talking about. So this is how it is now. And here we had with Maya, one of the famous YouTubers who came here, and he was able to organize 50,000 cedis for us through GoFundMe. We added some to fence the place. 2022, the president came and inaugurated it for us. And this is our water purification system. I will show you when we get there. And through that, we have waterfalls. This is how it is now during some of the occasions. And then see what normally happens here. So these are our future plans. This is what we plan doing in future, to have a museum where all the artifacts I showed you on the pictures, to have them here so that we can exhibit them for people to see. And that is the plan, build a swimming pool and others. And we plan also building guest houses. And these ones, we also want to have it special, like in a cave form. So these are how they are going to look like. And one of our priorities is also to have a cable car here, which will combine, because Abetifi is on the highest habitable point. So that in future, if we have the cable car here, then you see far. If you are in it, you can see the Afram River, you can see the Volta, you can see all around, even to the Volta region, you can see from here. So that is our future plan. So that is our urinal. It's made out of water tank, a spoiled one. We try to recycle everything. We try to use sustainable things for it to last longer. So this is one of our cavemen. The size is exaggerated because of the place it's standing. There are so many things here. If we were to do it the normal size, you wouldn't see it. So that is why it's that big. Those days, people were very short, and they had smaller heads, bigger feet, and bigger hands because they used them so much. That is that he's going for hunting. That is the normal life, with a snail in the hand and his slap. So I want to show you one of our water purification systems. Here is one of our water purification systems. So all the wastewater from the kitchen comes in here. I can open it for you to see. So all the fats and everything comes in here. And then the water runs through. When it's getting full, it runs over and comes to the rocks here. Passes through the rocks, and after it comes to the charcoal. The charcoal takes out all the germs and the scent out. So it's clean when it passes through the charcoal. And the water is directed under the flower bed here. So we have the pipes under here. And this is where the water comes in. So all the wastewater from the kitchen is harvested, passes through there, drops down. Here you can see two pipes. So one drops down the water from the kitchen, the wastewater, and then it falls down here. Underneath, we have a very big tank. So all the water is harvested in the tank, and then we have a pump. So the water is pumped back. This water goes round for the waterfalls. It's purposely for the waterfalls. It's not, we don't use it anymore. Instead, we have the constant flow of water here. So it goes down, it's pumped up, and then it goes back. So it's going in circles. And so we have our artificial waterfalls. I got this idea because of necessity. Here I'm on rocks. We have our kitchen, we have our restaurant. You know, kitchen we need we use a lot of water. And all this water, we need to deal away with our waste. And so I decided to find means to cleanse it so that the water can be used. And I think it's a perfect idea to have waterfalls here. Yeah, so all the wastewater, instead of letting it go somewhere, we are using it as artificial waterfalls, and everybody enjoys it. This is the wall I was showing. In the pictures, you saw me writing the figures. I'm an artist myself. You know, artists, we try to create, we use what we have to create something new. So this fence wall was there, and I wanted to cloud it. And so I decided to use the rocks and broken bottles to write it. And you know, broken bottles is sustainable. It doesn't fade, the color doesn't fade, and it's always like how it is. So that is why I decided to use broken bottles for that. I believe in sustainability. I try to do everything which can be sustainable. So in order to save paintings all the time, I decided to use stones so that I almost don't need painting. So I stayed in Germany for 25 years. And somewhere along the line, the archaeology, 2013, the archaeology department came and made the excavations on my mother's land. So that was when I got to know about the cave. So being an artist, I decided to try and depict the life at that time in the cave. So I started with planting the trees and making the statues for the cave. So this is my house. I built it before I started with the park. We are here because I made all the statues here in the house and sent them to the cave because I didn't want to spoil the cave. I wanted to have everything original in the cave. So this is my workshop. This is where I made all the statues, what we will see in the cave. So I left some here for people to know how it looks at a close distance. So this is one of the cavemen. This is the original height of the people. They were very short, like the Paus. Small head, bigger hands and bigger feet, because they use their hands and their feet so much in hunting and so. So that is the typical Stone Age people. This is where I made all the things we are going to see in the cave. Here are some of the tools the cavemen were using. Something we call nyamiokuma, God's axe. It's a typical tool they were using as knives. It's a sharpened stone. They use it to divide animals. Sometimes they will put a stick on it to make like an axe, and then we will use it to cut things. Here too, I don't know for what they were using it, but you can see that it's all worked on. So these are some vegetables I made. Yam. This is supposed to be yam, because if I put it in the cave, it's going to rot. So I try to do it myself. I built this house before the park came in. But here I also harvested all the water. So all the rainwater is harvested and comes into this tank. So the house is standing on water. I have 60,000 liters of water in the tank. So as you can see, because we have so much rains, all the water is coming out because it's full. So down there, I have a filter and a pump. So the water is pumped into the house, and so that we have the pressure. So even if there is no light, we still have it because we have the overhead tank. So the water is pumped to the overhead tank and we have the pressure. So this piece of land we are standing now is where we want to build a museum. The one we had on the future plan. You can see from this side, we started with the foundation, the basement, and it's all going to be water tank. So we are going to have a big water tank to harvest all the water on it. The museum is going to be round. So as you see, the basement is semicircle, and it will go all that way round. We are going to have 320 seater auditorium where you can exhibit plays, how people used to live at that time. There can be all other events. And then inside we are going to have exhibition. We are going to have museums to exhibit the things from Legon, all the artifacts. And then of course, we have a restaurant, toilets, and everything inside. Everything I'm doing here is inspired from the cave because it's the main object we are working on here. So we are back to the park. All this grass and the trees you see here, I planted them all. And the grass too, we planted them one after the other, removed all weeds, and have come to this stage. So we used to rent here for people to make their funerals, also parties, and sometimes holiday makers who come here to make tent camping. Yeah. We have a space for grilling and to make bonfire. So when they are here, they can grill, they can enjoy on the fireside. We've planted the grass and we need to pick all the weeds out of it. So here is going to be a playing ground for the school children who used to come here. So I'm going to build a giraffe. I've started with the structure. It's going to eat from the plant. So here, there's going to be a gorilla. So the children can climb, play with it, and do whatever they want to. So the idea is that I'm going to hang a rope from behind. So the kids will climb with a rope to get in and then slide down through the mouth. And at the same time, we'll try to climb also from outside to get inside. I'm going to do fix on some knobs. So they are going to slide down. So we are going to the cave. So here is the cave, where people used to live 12,500 years ago. So that is my version of how life was. So I made all the statues. And this is another way they used to light fire. They would take a stick and the stones we saw up there, rub it very fast, and through friction, light is generated. And then they use it to make fire. So one person will be blowing air and the other will be putting sticks and shrubs on it to light fire. There they are dividing an animal. And she is picking snails. There was a lot of snail shell deposits when they made the excavations, which means that they used to eat a lot of snails. So you see one picking snails. She is coming from hunting. And she is using the water which is flowing as a mirror. The one behind there. Here too, they are preparing a skin, getting the skin ready for use. Here you can see that they used to grind things here on the rock. And these are some of the fruits they used. And up there is supposed to be their sacred place where they kept special animal bones, which was unique. And that is the stone man, the one who used to work on the tools. He used to produce the tools, the one up there. Because they use stones as their works, their tools. So he was the one who used to make tools. That is the old man. So far, this is what we've done. We've made the statues, we've made a park, and there are still a lot to be done. We need to build a museum whereby we can have all the artifacts from Legon to the place. And we also have in mind to have this cable car to run over the valley. We would like to build guest houses. So we are appealing to anybody who is interested to come in and help, either to invest or to help us to achieve our aim. It's a story for mankind. It's not a story for only Abetifi or for only Ghanaians, it's for the whole world. This is a place where people used to live 12,500 years ago. It's in our history. So I will appeal to everybody to come in here, have a look what we've done, and see our past. Thank you.